Here.
Trustee Johnson.
Here.
Trustee Miller.
Here.
Trustee Sidik. Here. Trustee Wells.
He will be attending after we bless his attendance.
Trustee Wood. Attorney Farwell. Mayor Humphrey.
Here. All right, before the pledge, I would like to ask for a motion to approve Trustee Wells' attendance via telephone due to health reasons. So moved. We have a motion by Trustee Gus, second by Trustee Miller. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Trustee Wells, are you there?
You're better.
All right, you are in attendance. Thank you very much. If you would all rise and please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, first up, we've got a public comment on agenda items. Alan? Okay, a member of the public says no comment on agenda item number 2. We will move into the consent agenda, which tonight includes a bunch, so hold on tight. We've got approval of the regular village board meeting minutes from October 23rd, 2025. Bills presented in the payment, presented for payment in the amount of $368,691.27. And ordinance 21, an ordinance levying taxes for special service area number 6 in the Village of Beach Park for the 2025 tax year. And then D through H, I will summarize as they are all identical. It's ordinances 22, 23, 24, 25, and 26, which are an ordinance levying a special tax for all taxable properties within special service areas number 9, 10, 11, and 12. I did something wrong there. And 14, thank you. Thank you. And finally, an ordinance 27, abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2025 to pay the principal and interest on the $620,000 general obligation referendum bond, alternate revenue source, series 2020 for the Village of Beach Park. Is there anything that the board would have us consider separately? If not, do we have a motion? Moved. We have a motion to approve by Trustee Gus. Second by Trustee Sidik. Discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Gus.
Aye.
Trustee Johnson.
Aye.
Trustee Miller. Aye. Trustee Sidik. Trustee Wells. Trustee Wynn.
Motion carries. All right. On the mayor's report, we had the mayor's biannual luncheon today that's put on by Community 365, which formerly the Lakeshore Chamber of Commerce, the same people organizing. It was a good, well-attended event. We had representatives from most of the units of government in the area, school boards, fire districts, townships, etc. The presentation, as did the county treasurer, Holly Kim, and a good fellowship and discussion was had. That's about all I've got. We'll move on to reports for trustees. First up, we've got Finance Committee Trustee Jensen.
I'm pained to report that we will not have a November Finance Committee meeting. And I've heard a rumor that McRibs might be around, so it's doubly painful to.
I can't imagine, unless that's the reason that I haven't heard, it's because you want to just sit at home and eat McRibs.
And there's a chance, depending on agenda items, we may not have one in December as well. And of course, we're running up in the holiday season.
Yep.
So that concludes my report.
Thank you, sir. Parks and Rec Committee, Trustee Gus.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just want to let you know the senior holiday party is going to be, we got one down on December 12th. Starts at 12 noon, Bonneville Golf Course. Roast chicken, or beef, sides are potatoes, green beans, salad, and worm. If you want to get in a gift exchange, no more than $15 or $20 gift to bring along. It's only $24, which I thought was a very good price. We still keeping it down. And then we are going to have the performance by the Riverport Chorus, a singing group that is very well known. We've had them before a couple times and do an awesome job. And that ends my report.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Planning, Building, and Zoning Committee, Trustee Wells.
Thank you, John. The items I listed represent the committee. However, everyone, project was perfect. Nothing more than this, and couldn't do that. I don't need to make sure that clarification. Okay.
I'm sorry, it probably should have been under, the intergovernmental agreement? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the intergovernmental agreements and, I got you. The, trustee one?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And that's, basically all three of those items that are, okay. Well, we can easily shift those over if you would like, Larry.
I think we should take those around.
Oh, yep. Okay. All right. Anything else under your report, Don? Okay. All right. Well, then. Oh, yeah, and back to you as well, Larry. We're hoping we get to see you someday soon.
Oh, yes.
All right, sir. Well, then we'll move on to Public Relations and Intergovernmental Committee. Trustee Wynn.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The first is the resolution 2025-R30 to approve the intergovernmental agreement between the Northern Illinois Land Bank Authority and the Village of Beach Park for the acquisition of certain properties through abandonment proceedings. I would like to turn it over to Mr. Warda so he can explain that. You want to do all three at once, or?
Yeah, I'll go through them if you'd like. So the first item that we have here tonight is a second IGA we'll be signing with the Northern Illinois Land Bank Authority. We have a general agreement already with them. This provides the ability to have them do additional services for us, primarily going after abandoned properties, as stated in the title of this. What we have experienced is that it tends to cost the village anywhere between $7,000 and $10,000 to go through an abandonment proceeding and everything that's all involved with this. We could actually pass this buck over to the land bank to do it on our behalf. So this grants them the authority to do so. They can do it a little bit faster in most cases and a little bit cheaper. That's just cases all over Northern Illinois. So this agreement is essentially just granting the rights for them to petition on our behalf.
Gotcha. And basically, it's the same law firm. I shouldn't say it that way. We use a different law firm than the land bank would use. But again, this is kind of their specialty is the acquisition there. So
Correct. And for clarification too, the previous land bank we were parts of, the Lake County Land Bank Authority, that is the same attorney as the Northern Illinois Land Bank. So he has an expertise in land banking. He represents, I think, 3 or 4 different land banks in the state of Illinois.
perfect. All right. So we need a motion to approve the resolution for an intergovernmental agreement between Northern Illinois Land Bank Authority and the Village of Beach Park for the acquisition of certain properties through abandonment procedures. And I heard a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second with Trustee Welch. Discussion? All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Miller? Aye. Trustee Sidik? Aye. Trustee Wells?
Aye.
Trustee Wynn?
Aye.
And Trustee Gist?
Aye. Motion carries.
Do I need to do the other two?
Yes.
Okay. The next is 2025-0-28, an ordinance declaring surplus real estate and authorizing the disposal of or sale of surplus real estate at 38293 North Loyal Avenue.
All right, so this is a case in point of what I just referenced as far as an abandonment claim. The village had to go through a proceeding to acquire this property around Loyola after years of abandonment. It ended up costing us over $8,000. I think it was like $8,500, and since then we've had maintenance costs getting us closer to $9,500. So this is creating the first step to dispose of that property to the same entity, not through any abandonment proceedings, so just be clear, it's a parallel, separate process, but to the Northern Illinois Land Bank Authority. And the second step to it would be a resolution. I don't know if you want me to explain that at this time? Or,
sure.
Yeah, okay. So the second step would be to create a resolution that would be donating this property to the land bank. So it's declaring it surplus and then donating it. The caveat that we have here in the donation agreement is that they'd be willing to pay us back for all expenses incurred from the proceeds of any future sale. In addition to that, they're agreeing that any additional revenues that come above and beyond their expenses and then them paying us back would be reallocated to future projects within our community. So it's basically earmarking it to stay in Beach Park rather than going to their big pot that can be used elsewhere. So we see it as a win-win. It lets them market it. They have the expertise. Again, they've been doing this for years all over Northern Illinois. And selfishly, I have a lot on my plate already, so I'd love to pass this over to them.
Gotcha. Okay. So we have first the ordinance declaring surplus real estate and authorizing the disposal of sale real estate at 38293 North Loyola. Do we have a motion to that effect? So moved. Second. A motion and a second. Discussion?
Yeah, okay, so make sure I'm following your train here. So we acquired it because it was abandoned for X number of years, and then we are going to donate it to the land bank. The land bank will then turn around and try to sell it, and whatever proceeds they get, they will reimburse to us.
Correct. Up to $10,000. We haven't yet spent $10,000. We're around, again, $9,500, give or take, at this point. So yes, they would reimburse us. Obviously, first they cover their own expenses. And then,
of course.
But I can't imagine a situation where they'd sell it for anything less, where they'd be able to at least pay us back our full expense. And then again, any additional cream on top of that goes to a future deal in town.
Can we then be in their queue for anything future that's of the same nature, then they'll automatically do the same kind of an arrangement with us if we have another property that...
Well, hopefully we don't have to acquire any. That was the point of the other abandonment agreement, the IGA, that we can just leave it all within their wheelhouse. It still gives us the rights to veto if we don't like something they're doing in our community. They're pretty good at communicating and working with the local entities, though. They don't want to do anything that others don't want to see done in their community. But yeah, the goal here would be, it's kind of a one-stop shop. There are going to be rare occasions where we'll still have to take action through different means possibly, but if it's a clear-cut abandonment case, we'd let them handle it, let them handle the marketing, the management, the best disposition of it, and they also have a significant amount of grant funding. So not only do we save ourselves, they're not even coming out of pocket for that stuff. They're getting it from IDA or other agencies. So the more they do, the more likely they'll get future grants as well, so it helps them. They can say we've gotten more done and they've expanded their geographic footprint. At this point, I believe in Lake County, they've done projects in Round Lake, Fox Lake. I think they're working on one in North Chicago, and then this would be the first deal here.
So do we have to go to court to declare a property abandoned officially?
We do if we were to proceed and try to take the property, yes, but if they're doing it, no. We just sign off the authority for them to move it, to do the action on it.
So they would identify such properties and come to us and say...
It can go either way. So if we see something, we can tell them, hey, we know about this. They have full staffing too. There's multiple people on their staff. They've came to our community on a couple of occasions to assess different properties.
Huh.
And so we can say, hey, we see this property, here's a couple of pictures, what do you think? They'll say, yeah, we'll be there next week. And then they'll come take a look. And,
Great.
Yeah.
In addition, they have relationships with developers and contractors that do, say, rehab work on properties. If it's not necessarily a tear down, but it could be a rehab. Mm-hmm. So this is what the Lake County Land Bank was attempting to do to get some momentum, and we never really got got off the ground with that. But the Northern Illinois Land Bank has, we were never even able to get staff on board. It was that tough. Yeah. So now they've got the infrastructure and the systems in place to deal with this a lot more efficiently, ideally than we can, so.
Yeah.
And one other thing too is they have examples that they've shown me where we pick up a property that's challenged and they can actually do some of the minor repair work first. So like shoring up the roof, making sure the outside of the building is secured, and then making it marketable a lot easier to dispose of that to another party who's willing to come in and do the rest of the fix up.
Okay. Very good. Any other discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Miller? Aye. Trustee Sitter? Aye. Trustee Wells? Aye. Trustee Wynn?
Aye.
Trustee Gus?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
And the third, 2025-R-31, a resolution to approve a donation agreement between the Northern Illinois Land Bank Authority and the Village of Beach Park for surplus real estate at 38293 North Loyola Avenue.
Okay, would you like to make the motion?
I'd like to make a motion.
We have a motion by trustee Witt.
Second it.
Second by trustee Gust. Discussion. Part 3. All right. Roll call, please.
Trustee Sitter? Aye. Trustee Wells? Aye. Trustee Wynn?
Aye.
Trustee Gus?
Aye.
Trustee Johnson?
Aye.
Trustee Miller?
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
And I've got one other thing. With the holidays that are fast approaching us, I'm asking everyone to reach out to others. They might be having some difficulties this year. On that note, I would like to invite Mr. Shaw, the owner of the BP Gas and Market, to the podium to tell us about a donation that he's going to make. Mr. Shaw, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joy, and I own a BP gas station on Sheridan Road. So before Thanksgiving, I'd like to donate more than $1,500 to $2,000 of turkey, whoever need it. So I need some help from village, how I can reach out to whoever need it. So you guys can.
As far as, I'm sorry, you want some help too? I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Whoever, some people need it, some people
okay.
are not financially strong, because they are suffering somewhere, because I heard a couple of houses got fire in Beach Park. So maybe I can help some other way also, so make them happy at least holiday time.
Sure.
Even financially or something, whatever they need, they can reach out to me directly.
Yep.
So I don't want to disclose what I want to help them, but I want to help
Yes.
something.
Yes. Certainly, I think it's very generous. Michael called me and we discussed it, and I think it's something that we could probably promote through social media. If you wanted to put something together to just kind of maybe explain what it is you're doing, do you have a Facebook page? You don't, okay. So if you wanted to maybe get with.
I can create flyer.
Yeah, and then we can post that on our Facebook page and then have people reach out to you. I think it's a wonderful thing to do, especially this time of the year. Also, it occurred to me today at luncheon that there was a kind of a plea made to engage our Beach Park Queens, the area queens, but in specific, we have the Beach Park Queens, the young ladies that represent the village through the year. And if it turns out where there was something where you were going to have a certain day or a certain time of a day, they might be able to come and assist with that.
So, awesome.
Yeah, it might be, because they're always looking for community service things to do, and that would be another way of promoting it through them and their network. So I think if you and Michael put your heads together, the village will certainly support it.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Very nice.
Kind of you, and it's very needed by a lot of families.
Yes?
And the other thing I just wanted to say, we're getting the holiday season again. Please try to patronize our local businesses that we've got here in Beach Park. There's a lot of things, services and items that you can get here in Beach Park. So please do that. And with that, have a happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Next up, Public Safety, Trustee Civic.
Thank you. I would like to thank the Sheriff's Department for doing a wonderful job, writing the citations that they're doing throughout the area. I know there's been some comments by the public in that area, so the public is very appreciative of the work that the Sheriff's Department is doing, so I want to say thank you. You got great work. And that's all I have.
What area? Is there specific? Oh, sure, no.
Yeah, we sure.
That's awesome.
We've got some contract deputies that are very diligent. So diligent, I don't want to be caught and incited, but no, they're just legitimately getting the work done. And you can tell when you read, whether it's the Sheriff's Department weekly arrest report that they put out, or if you have the patience to comb through the CAD reports, you'll see a lot of the citations in that, and it's very clear. It's amazing how a simple traffic stop turns into OWI or open alcohol or possession or no license or and it just goes on and on and on, and that all stems from somebody that was speeding or ran a red light or did something else foolish. And I can't imagine. In my world, if I was running around doing bad things, the last thing I'd want to do is drive like a nut and end up getting stopped. But
Law and public safety.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely shows.
Well, we have some numbers, so we're going to look at some numbers in this month. Compared
Yep.
in past years and look at things. So,
Awesome.
thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Law and public safety, Mayor, I'd like to commend our law enforcement for quickly solving apparently that murder in Mobile Home Park.
Murder for hire.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. They haven't yet identified who hired this individual.
Yeah, it's, probably find out there's links to bad people.
Yes, pretty likely. You don't generally hire it otherwise.
Again, it's not something the average citizen probably needs to worry about, but they live among us. So, all right, next up, we've got Public Works, Trustee Miller.
Oh, thank you.
That's you.
And thank you, Public Works. Public Works over there in the corner,
Yay.
trying to hide. Can hear that here. But that was a rough way to get started on the winter, wasn't it? Yeah, for your first crew venture out to about 10-ish inches. Yeah. It did go very well, yeah. And, even though it started, what, about 3 a.m.? I know there were trucks out by 5 a.m.
We called our crews
At 3, you did.
got them on the roll by 4 a.m.
Wow.
Awesome.
So everything and everybody's all broken in.
Hopefully.
Nothing broke down.
Nothing broke down.
It's up, but
Yeah.
pretty well.
Well, our thanks to you. We appreciate it. That's all I have.
Thanks. I made a similar comment at luncheon today. After all, I was the final mayor to speak, and after everybody got done with their spiels, I got up and when it came time to talk about Public Works, I said, normally we get a couple of practice runs in, an inch, 2 inches. They salt some intersections and plow some little slush here and there, and we started out with a foot, and it was coming down as fast as they were plowing it. And, well, it just shows being prepared, right?
Yes.
Yep. Very cool. All right. I have one other to report. I should report, I guess, the Joint Review Board meetings, plural, 4 of them, are on the
Wednesday, the 19th.
19th. I was going to say the 19th. I really was. We're coming up on Wednesday the 19th. Basically, that is the taxing bodies that are affected by or touched by the TIF activities. Send their representatives. We have a report, a financial report, a development report, and there's a Q&A from the bodies that are there. And it's, like I explained to one resident today, it's about as dry as toast after the first one, but we get it done, and it's a requirement. So if you're bored and you want to come see, never mind. But otherwise, the TIF committee did not meet, and there's nothing to report there. I've got nothing under staff reports. Any late breaking? Nothing.
So we should be ready to go soon, and all those there's finally approval from the adjuster there, so.
So that raises the question, and we don't have a contract in front of us to approve. But, this time of the year, our meetings are not as frequent as they should be or could be. And staff was wondering if the board would, at least with an informal nod, approve staff taking steps to get repairs made sooner than later. And I know what I'm asking here is nothing of an official nature other than tacit consent to, we've got a quote from the contractor, we've got a report back from the insurance company, but we don't have everything in hand tonight to put in front of you. The repairs, believe it or not, from that car bumping into the building are topping $100,000. Oh. Yeah. The ceiling is buckled in the first floor there. The brickwork, the window, the structural, the framing there, that's all blown out. The carpeting is damaged. It just doesn't end. Never mind, the damage to the equipment, the desk, et cetera, that was there. So it's just a casual slip of the foot and $100,000. So it's almost like going to the hospital.
The insurance company, the insured?
It is our, they will be going in concert with the other insurance company and dealing with it, so.
That's right. City Farm is the insurance company for the product. Subrogation is being handled by
Yep.
area, so.
Yep.
They'll be in contact with the driver's insurance.
Yep. Yep. So ideally, it's not a direct hit to our insurance, but our insurance company is handling, as we were just talking about with the land bank, the legal work, the contracts, all the things that we don't necessarily specialize in. So
We had a replacement on it, fortunately, and our deductible is only $500.
okay. So unless I hear an objection, I think it would be my intention to direct staff to proceed, and we'll ratify those contracts as soon as they're ready for the next board meeting, and we'll take it from there.
I'm sure it's not too warm sitting by that, where you hit.
Yeah. Tracy says at this point in life, she appreciates a cool breeze now and again. Whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Yeah, the Green Bay. There you go. I'm in favor of that. It's turned into some rather spirited graffiti for the football team. So, all right. Under old business, we have one item, which is Resolution 32, a resolution approving a settlement agreement with Monsanto Company regarding PCB contamination of stormwater. When we talk about things that get outside of our comfort zones and wheelhouses, this is definitely one of them. And I guess I might throw it to Jim here to give us the highlights here, the executive summary, as it were.
So certainly. Before you is a resolution approving a settlement relating to the lawsuit that we are part of against Monsanto for PCB contamination of the stormwater watershed in Beach Park. So Beach Park is a co-plaintiff in a lawsuit, City of Evanston against Monsanto and several affiliates. Other plaintiffs include Evanston, North Chicago, Zion, Lake Forest, Winthrop Harbor, Glencoe, Winnetka, and Lake Bluff. And the suit is against Monsanto and other manufacturers of PCB, polychlorinated ethanol chemicals, seeking damages for contamination of stormwater outflows to Lake Michigan. So initially there was a class action. That included all the communities that were part of the stormwater outflow. We retained, along with these other communities, outside counsel from the East Coast, Matt Powell. I think he attended a couple of executive sessions with the group. And they've been negotiating alongside the city of Chicago to try to settle the claim against Monsanto. They have reached a settlement that they're recommending. That is before you today. The settlement is based on a formula that ties to the number of impervious acres in each community. Beach Park is the fourth highest of those communities that I listed, which means we will be the fourth highest in terms of the amount of money received. The communities ahead of us are Evanston, North Chicago, and Zion, Beach Park being fourth. So before you is a resolution to approve a settlement with Monsanto that would bring to Beach Park over the course of 5 years the amount of $1,166,370. That would be paid in 3 installments if future revenues are not realized through what are referred to as indemnity lawsuits. Monsanto is suing other parties for more money, but the guaranteed money is the $1,166,370. First payment would be this fourth quarter for $466,000. Second payment, first quarter of 2026, $373,000. The last payment would be in the fourth quarter, 2030, 5 years from now, $326,000 roughly. If Monsanto is successful in the indemnity suits, your amount would increase by $1,631,000. But before you is a resolution to approve a settlement in a form that's substantially similar to what's before you. It's undergoing some minor modifications, but I've described the guts of the settlement for your consideration. Council, Environmental Council recommends this strongly. They've worked extremely hard to get here, to get to this number. And so you know, the class action amount that was offered to Beach Park was $224,337. By opting out of the class, if we go the first tier without the contingent lawsuits, Beach Park will realize $942,000 more in the class. If the contingent lawsuits are successful, Beach Park will realize $2,472,000 more in the class. Keep in mind, all of these numbers are gross. They have to be cut by 1/3 for attorney's fees. Again, council is strongly recommending this. They've negotiated for months and months and months, and we're told that this is really the best it's going to get. Yeah. And one last piece, we had a conversation with the IPA, all council from these various communities, as well as the litigation council. IPA, their leadership was on the Zoom call, and the call was to inquire about what was going to be expected of the communities. What if this money isn't enough to clean the stormwater? Are we going to come after the communities to clean the stormwater? And the IPA, without anything official, indicated it's really not their process to go after communities that didn't cause the contamination. Keep in mind, through this $80 million non-contingent settlement, the state is going to get $62 million from Monsanto. Chicago's going to get $18 million. So the state has an awful lot of money to use to clean up these areas if need be, or when need be. I am recommending in the resolution that the funds that you will realize be sequestered, be put into a separate fund, and not spent for some time or an interest until we get a full understanding of what, if anything, is going to be expected of us relative to these funds. So again, before you use this resolution to approve, it's important that all of the communities approve this resolution. The date that we were given was November 15th. You guys are the 13th, although I think it's going to go probably to the end of November some of these other North Shore communities based on meeting schedules. So strongly recommended, and I'll do my best to answer any questions that you have.
I would also add that at this time, there is no known exposure to Beach Park in the form of PCB contamination. There's no known releases, there's no known storage or deposits of these chemicals. You might all remember back to the Waukegan Harbor and the cleanup that they performed there for PCBs and oil releases, et cetera, that happened there. But we have no such situation that we're aware of. And furthermore, my understanding, unless something has changed, there's not even a specific stormwater testing method that we can deploy right now to determine if there are any releases or contaminations. So we don't, this is the one bite of the apple, if I could say it that way, that we would be able to establish a fund should there be a need for it. And I do appreciate the wisdom of council here to sequester those funds. This is not found money. This is almost like an insurance settlement before the fact. And our hope is that we never have to spend it for the cleanup. But this is the one opportunity that we have to at least create this fund. So,
How long would we have to wait?
And it's hard to answer that exactly, Trustee Moore, but we'll be monitoring it very, very closely. I can't give you a year, 2 years. But I can tell you this again, the IEPA was not gung-ho about going after municipalities.
And the IPA is?
Illinois Environmental Protection Agency.
Oh, IEPA.
IEPA.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Mayor, can I just add one?
Sure.
To Jim's point in your question, though, if we do realize special waste or anything where we do find PCBs, we have to sequester that, and it has to be considered a special waste. Could be in road projects, transformer dumps, whatever the case may be. So there will be a cost to that for cleanup, because that is currently part of the IEPA requirements. So I don't see any issue with using it for that.
right.
That would make some sense.
Okay. Any other questions? Well, we have this before us. We kind of got the discussion out of the way, but we do need a motion to approve the resolution. I'll read the resolution title just for the sake of clarity. It's Resolution 32, a resolution approving a settlement agreement with Monsanto Company regarding PCB contamination of stormwater and sequestering settlement funds. Richard, I think I heard you say
Yes.
the motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
I have a second by Trustee Sidik. Discussion?
I'm not a fan of class action lawsuits in general. No disrespect, Jim, but it's an opportunity for lawyers to make a lot of money.
For clarification, this doesn't go to him.
No, understood. When you get your $3 from Facebook, somebody's getting a piece of millions of those. But in this case here, there's a potential risk to the village, and likely, if indeed the occasion comes that we have to do some cleanup, as manager mentioned, transformers, that those were all PCB filled, all the ones on the poles everywhere in the country. So there is a potential for that to be found in our community. In the cleanup, it could be huge. Build wetlands somewhere to capture the runoff, and it'll be many, many times what this settlement's going to be. So, in this case, here, I'm in favor of it. I'm glad you mentioned the third that goes to trees, and plus cost, whatever that is. That's undefined.
I asked about that, and I talked to council, and costs at this point are not very high. We haven't gone through depositions, which can really transcripts.
Right, it's just an unknown. It's an unknown. And one question I had is that this fund is going to sit there and today collect 2.5% or whatever, 4%, I don't know. I'm wondering if there'd be a creative way to use that, to borrow against it perhaps to retire some of our bonds that might be costing money to maintain. I haven't even, I just came to my mind here. I don't know if I haven't talked to Peggy about that, but it's going to just sit there. We hope indefinitely. And maybe there's a smart way to take advantage of that.
Something to look at, yep.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Maybe we can talk about it at the finance committee.
Yes.
level.
Sure. Yep. Okay. Any other discussion? All right, roll call, please.
Trustee Wells. Trustee Nguyen. Trustee Gus. Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller. Trustee City.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, any new business to come before the board tonight? All right, hearing none, now it's time for citizens wishing to address the board about anything. Alan?
Does that mean I still need to introduce myself?
I didn't see your last name.
They don't need to know that. Good evening. As I'm sure you guys are not surprised, I'm here once again to bring attention to the situation on Beach Road, west of Green Bay Road. You would assume, with the weather getting cold, the operations in the Waukegan Sports Park should, wind down and get to a point where there shouldn't be an issue here for a little while. But to our surprise, as late as Sunday the 9th, less than 12 hours before the snow began to fall, the park was hosting a tournament where they had teams here from as far away from as Nebraska. So we had instances, we had a birthday party at my house on Sunday for a family member, and we had instances where there were unsafe conditions where people were nearly hit by people traveling at a high rate of speed up and down Beach Road. So go ahead and mark that in the calendar as Operation November 9th. Is when the park tells you that they're going to cease operations in the fall. That's a joke. We're essentially at a point where I do hope the activity out there has wound down, but this is the time of the year where we want to take ink to paper. We want to start to build an outline to both fix the problem over there and to hold accountable the park district for the danger that they are causing on an annual basis. So I know that there have been some discussions had, but unfortunately as a citizen, we're not privy to a lot of that. But I hope, I trust that the board is continuing to engage the park district and hold the park district accountable for their actions, for their negligence to our safety in the past, 16 years, since 2009, when they reneged on their promise to have a temporary entrance on our road and turned it into a permanent entrance. So, like I say, I implore you to continue to, go after them in a way that will make them hold them accountable for what they're doing and simultaneously build a plan, build a structure, and like I say, ink to paper, stone to chisel, whatever it takes to be able to police this next year so we're not continuing to waste the sheriff's department's resources to come out there and have the sheriff's deputies tell me that they're only one sheriff's deputy and they can write tickets, but there's not much they can do to fix it at a municipal level, and that I need to come here and engage you. So please help us. I know I said that before, but we're counting on you. Our kids in our neighborhood are counting on you, and we need your help. So let's get it done. Let's have something in place for 2026, so we don't have to keep having these conversations.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we have no cause tonight for an executive session.
In which case, Mayor, I'd like to offer a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second? Have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you, Larry. Happy